and welcome to Indianapolis Raceway Park. It's time for the Craftsman Truck Series as we get ready to kick off the playoffs. We're going short track racing, and what a day we have in store. As you see the truckers getting ready. Practice coming up. Zane Smith, can he repeat? He's looking for his second championship. Can he get it done? And that's the man on a mission coming off the big win at Richmond, Carson Hocevar, a three-time winner this season. And Ben Rhodes always has a smile on his face, but he's got a little work to do. And who's this? Shane Van Gisbergen. Happy to have him in the Craftsman Truck Series. Became a star just a few weeks ago in Chicago, coming out of the box, first ever Cup race, gets the win. But this is the first time he's ever been on an oval. So we welcome you in. I'm Jamie Little, Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, hello. Great to be here.
Isn't it great? Our playoff season has begun. We're practicing for their big race tonight. There's SVG. What he's learning right now, Jamie, is so much. This is one of the toughest short tracks in America because the first time I ever raced here back a few years ago, I was running right outside on that outside wall. I looked over. Tommy Houston was mowing the grass on the bottom. That tells you the options you have. And when you're Shane Van Gisbergen, if you have all those options, it's just so much to learn. It isn't like you can just template this place. You go out there and you search and you find where your truck handles the best.
At least he had the advantage of being able to get in the simulator for this place, as well as the Indy Road Course. And it certainly worked for him in Chicago. We saw that. But what a huge learning curve. And I was talking to him earlier this week, and he's so excited about being here. Loves NASCAR, loves this truck series. He said they have to work at it a little bit in New Zealand, Australia to watch the truck races, but he does every week.
You know what I love, your takeaway, Phil, when we talked about your conversation with SVG? You said he sets on the left side of the truck. We know that. But at home, he sets on the right. His biggest problem is giving people enough room or giving them too much room because of the difference of where he sits in the truck compared to what he's used to in the car. So I think it's going to be fun tonight. Like I said, so many different lanes, so many things going on around him. He's going to have to try to take that all in and figure out how much room he has on the right or the left as he squeezes guys off coming off the corner.
A lot to think about for the first timer, and Amanda Busick is covering all the storylines for us in this practice and qualifying. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Jamie, and how fun is it to see that 41 truck on track? And I talked to Shane prior to this practice just about his expectations that he had here for the day on hand, and he said, truthfully, I have none. I just want to go out and have a little fun. And I talked to Justin Marks a little bit about it as well, and he backed up that mentality for SVG and said, hey, I just want him to see if he likes this kind of racing. This is his first time on an oval, but said that he really loves Shane's ability to adapt to whatever he is racing. And guys, I can tell you, all eyes are on the Aussie here today, as every photographer was over here, every journalist was over here as we kicked off this practice.
Well, certainly a big day for him, and Justin Marks, tip of the hat to him, making this happen, bringing this man over here, a three-time supercar champion. All he does is win, 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 Phil.
79 career wins. He's already won 4 times this year over there in Australian supercars. But what he did at Chicago was nothing short of amazing. I mean, just the job that he did, and the fact that it was his first time ever. And I talked to him Monday, and I said, you know, you think maybe it's because those cars are more similar now than ever to the Australian supercars? He said, I think that's a lot of it, sequential transmissions and things like that, where this truck is more like the old Cup cars back in the day. So that would be probably more of a change for what he's doing tonight than he will be this weekend at the Indy Road Course.
What a long shot. I mean, you are going to have him on your short list of winners when we went to Chicago, but just the job he did, so precise, never missed a turn, and just was able to hammer that car and keep it out in front of the competition. And by the way, stout competition. These are world-class Cup drivers that he took down in his first start. I couldn't figure out what I was more impressed by. How precise he was, how aggressive he was, how clean he raced, or the fact that he was sitting on the wrong side of the car and shifting with his other arm. I mean, there was just so many takeaways from that performance that were so impressive.
I mean, just to put it into perspective, the last time somebody came out and won in their first Cup race was 1963. Johnny Rutherford did it, and that was a qualifying race. That wasn't even a big race like we saw SVG win. So,
what, does he have a problem there? Pushing him back. Yeah. He headed toward the pits before the yellow flag came out. I don't know, maybe something went wrong with that truck.
There was debris in turn 2. They brought him down pit road. Now they're going back out. Looks like track is clear.
One of the crew members had actually dove in the right side window. I'm not sure if he had some sort of an issue or not as we ride along with Chris Hacker. This is the Morgan & Morgan on board. Just a huge weekend for Chris Hacker. Home game for him. And he's certainly racing for a cause too.
Yeah, what an event they're having at Indy this weekend. Some 50 guests.
Yeah, he's afflicted with brachial plexus injury, which happened actually at birth for him. It can happen a number of different ways. You can have it, playing team sports, football, basketball, whatever. We currently, we know it as a stinger. We've heard of stingers, right, in team sports or whatever, stick and ball sports. And this is certainly a far worse case of that affliction. And he was born with that. Obviously, it happened at birth. But they're going to, as you mentioned, Michael, they're going to entertain a bunch of kids that are afflicted with the same thing. And they have a camp every other year. And so the kids are going to be here, their parents. It's going to be a huge weekend. And Morgan & Morgan, his sponsor, is very much involved with this as well.
And he's got a lot of friends in the area. He's from Noblesville, about an hour away. And they said he has about 30% motion in his left arm. So, of course, people think, no, there's no way that you can race a car or a truck. And he's defied the odds. So, well done. Be keeping an eye on Chris Hacker.
Looks
Amanda.
like he's predominantly on that right arm.
They're taking a look at the battery on SVG. He did report back to the team that the dash just died on me. He tried to cycle the truck as well and couldn't get that working as well. So hopefully get this truck back out for a little practice.
Now this is a tough break. For a guy that hasn't been on a paved oval ever, and he's out here trying to get his legs under him. His lap time, he's 14th quick so far, but that's respectable. Get out there first few laps and try to understand the racetrack. He's just going to get better and better for sure. So nice job, except for this problem on the Worldwide Express truck with the battery.
See, that's where the battery is located, right in front of the left rear tire. That's why you could see Mike Hillman Jr., the crew chief, taking the battery box cover off before they even got the tire off.
That picture, was that Scott Riggs or Lane Riggs? When I used to race Scott Riggs, they look just like that. They look just alike. There you see the young racer. That, by the way, as you see on the left of our screen, the top of the charts, fastest truck here.
Remember, he made his Truck Series debut last year with a top 10 finish, driving a truck out of the Stuart Friesen Halmar stable.
21-year-old out of Bahama, North Carolina. Second start, actually third start this year. So he's trying to find himself a ride. Just, opened a lot of eyes with that performance at IRP last year.
And I've opened a lot of eyes already here. And second behind him, Daniel Dye in that second position, and Dean Thompson. So good runs early for these guys.
Lane Riggs, Daniel Dye, Dean Thompson, your top three. We'll be back to IRP after this. Welcome back to Indianapolis. Craftsman Truck Series practice underway. Two groups, 15 minutes each, and then single truck qualifying will follow. And if you want to know where the playoff drivers are, they're coming up in group number 2, and caution is out. And a spinner there, Lawless Allen in the 45.
Lawless had run the 10th fastest lap in this group 1 stint.
Don't see any damage, so he's kept it out of the wall.
Rolling back toward the garage area, pit area. Wonder if Daniel Dye was around.
If he was on the racetrack and something happened, he's going to get a good look at it.
Whoa, just loose in. Man, he's really fortunate that truck didn't collect the outside wall as Daniel shuts her down. See on the top of the screen coming into play. Was that a brake hop possibly, Phil?
Could have been. He was awfully early in the corner to get turned around.
Kind of strange. And you heard Daniel just basically stop. You saw the smoke. He can't see what's going on. So best thing to do on a short track when you can, just stop as quick as you can.
But our boy Daniel Dye is second on the board right now, bringing us those great pictures. Tomorrow it's baseball night in America on Fox as Ronald Acuna Jr. in the NL East. Leading Braves take on the Mets, or it's Shohei Ohtani and the Angels battle division rivals Astros, or it's Brewers White Sox tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox. Be sure to check for the game in your area. Lots of baseball this weekend.
Lots of NASCAR.
Lots of NASCAR.
What a big weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Weekend.
Well, we hope that you have no plans this afternoon or tonight, because we're on the air 3:30 to 11 Eastern. We will have NASCAR and ARCA Series action for you. There's Daniel Dye.
Brought us a good shot of what it's like driving into a cloud of smoke. Couldn't see where he was going, but was able to get it stopped, and now back on pit road.
Have the Bentonhausen Auto Group on that truck, which is really cool. Obviously, Bentonhausen name is synonymous with motorsports, especially in Indianapolis.
Now, Gary Bentonhausen, I think, finished 3rd in the Indy 500 back in the 80s. So it's really cool to see the Bentonhausen name here on FS1 riding along with Daniel.
Tony Sr. was a 2-time champion in the Indy cars back in the day.
Best lap for Tyler Hill, 24:30, 17th quick. So we expect, Phil, the second group to pick up the times a little bit. It'll be interesting to me to see where Lane Riggs and Daniel Dye fall into this next group. All 10 of our playoff drivers are in the next group. So some other fast trucks as well.
Yeah, the other guys that just barely missed the playoffs are also in that group too.
How about this? We're in the
There's that truck. Pretty,
second week of August, and we're already talking about the playoffs.
I love that.
It's time.
I love that.
Craftsman Truck Series, the only NASCAR series focused on the playoffs here. We'll have 10 drivers, 7 races to decide the champion.
Watch this, Phil. Off turn 2, I used to be it made me laugh. When I come off turn 2 and not hit the wall, you can see right over top of the wall to a cornfield. As soon as you get up off corner, there's a cornfield right over there. Like, I hope I don't get hooked and go out into that cornfield.
I used to think that wall was awfully short back there.
Yeah, I think they might have. I raced here last year. I think they might have added a foot to it.
I think they did too, yeah.
But you can see the job that it is here. Working that gas. See the intensity in Daniel's eyes. He's electing to run the higher groove. You can also slip down low and really run the bottom.
You can run through the grass pretty much. Anywhere from against the outside wall to the grass will work.
We'll make a couple of notes. Around lap 17, that was lap 17 for Daniel. He's around a 24:30 or 24:20, excuse me. We'll compare the long run speeds to that second group as well and see what they've got. Lane Riggs was about a 21:24 flat at lap 10.
Connor Jones, one of our 3 drivers doing double duty.
Connor's up in the top 5 right now so far in this session.
Double duty for him today. ARCA Menard Series race coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then the truck race tonight, 9 Eastern.
See the TSport Ford for ThorSport Racing, the 5th entry for ThorSport.
Gisbergen behind him. 24:40 last time by on his 14th lap.
Connor Jones ran the ARCA race here, so he does have some experience on this racetrack. This is his first truck series start here, but he had a top 5 finish last year in the ARCA Menard series.
I just realized the 41 truck is missing a yellow bumper.
Oh.
He doesn't have the rookie stripes.
I guess maybe if you win a cup race, you don't have to run
get a rookie stripe.
I mean, it makes sense to me, actually, but.
He's got a yellow number on the hood, but he's missing that yellow bumper.
I remember one day back in Darlington in the 80s, AJ Foyt showed up and had to do the rookie test.
That's great.
Oh, no, again.
Another issue for Lawless Allen.
You can see the wall there.
Yeah.
This time, not so fortunate.
No, sure not.
Damage to the right rear, or excuse me, left rear, left front. The whole side seems like it might be torn off of it. Same type of wreck, same area which he spun earlier. I wondered if it was a brake issue.
Obviously, limited amount of time for these drivers and teams to get these trucks turned around and get ready for qualifying. Looks like there's some pretty significant damage, especially to the left front.
I think that'll end up, probably wind this practice up. See, same area of the spin.
And what we talk about is wheel hopping. Again, you're exactly right, Michael, really early in the corner. When you have a little bit too much rear brake, when you hit that brake, it'll actually lock those rears up and wheel hop. And then you have zero control over it while those rear tires are hopping. You have to essentially let off the brake to get it to stop doing it, and you're already in the corner too far. So it's a tough situation that may be may very well be what was wrong with Lawless Allen's truck.
And that'll do it for that first group. That is all the practice they will get. So Shane Van Gisbergen, 12th on the board, but it was Lane Riggs, fastest overall. Group B, all of our playoff drivers coming up next. We're in Indianapolis, the mecca for racing all weekend long. Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series practice. There you are. Fastest time so far in Group 1 at 23:38. That was Lane Riggs. But Group number 2 is out there, and our 10 playoff drivers included in that group. What do you guys think? What do you think that time's going to look like?
It's going to look like about 10th or 12th. No, for Lane Riggs, which is a decent time.
Yeah.
Corey Heim, our regular season champion, he's already hopped to the top of the board. They've bumped Riggs down to 4th, so I think that's a decent time for Lane. We talked about how his long run speed was good too. We'll follow along and see what he's got, but Corey Heim really fast as usual.
As you can see in the pylon, the drivers highlighted in yellow are our playoff drivers, the 10 drivers.
Make it very easy for you to keep track where your favorite driver is if they're running for the championship.
Matt Crafton showing a little speed here early on.
This has a Matt Crafton feel to it, doesn't it?
It really does.
He's so good on the short tracks, races dirt, modifieds when we're not racing trucks, and that just hones his skills. And every year, Matt Crafton just likes to say, yeah, count me out. That'll make me happy because I'll show you how much you know about it.
And this is his type of racetrack, too. He loves this kind of racetrack.
He really does. I mean, he was smiling this week during media availability. The guy has never missed a playoffs. Never.
I didn't recognize
He's undefeated.
him. I didn't recognize him.
Because he was smiling so much. But, you know, Grant Enfinger said, he walked into the room and told us all, this place belongs to the trucks. IRP is just the perfect place to race for this style of vehicle. And I mean, anything that races here is exciting. But why would he say that?
It just fits.
Look at Matt Crafton. That'll answer your question. We talk about running the wall. He's down in the infield. This is the kind of racing you just love if you're a short track racer.
From one corner to the next, he was down in the grass, and then he was up next to the wall.
And making passes. Look at him close right in on Nick Sanchez. And blows by him on the bottom.
And Matt Crafton loves this kind of racetrack. Matt Crafton, he always talks about the racetracks that a driver can make a difference, and a driver can darn sure make a difference here at this racetrack.
He went by Nick Sanchez in the 2 truck right behind him. He's one of 3 drivers making their first appearance in the playoffs, so a lot to learn here. He's been here in ARCA before, but I'm sure it's much different now that he's in a truck. And speaking of much different, Shane Van Gisbergen has had his first experience in a truck. Amanda?
Oh, and look at the smile right there, Jamie. Shane, you told us that you wanted to just go out and have fun, but I'm sure there was a load of learning there. What are your initial reflections on practice?
I have no idea what you just said. It's so noisy, these things with no mufflers, but I had a good time, just getting used to it. Obviously didn't get the most out of the new tire, but at the end I felt around the guys I was half competitive, but so different, like the way it turns into the corner, loads up. I got a lot to learn, but yeah, thanks to Worldwide Express, Nice Motorsports for having me. See how qualifying goes.
Jamie?
Thanks, Amanda. I love it. He's like, these things are so loud, but you can tell he's just enjoying the moment. He's out of his element.
Already a veteran with the interview. I don't know what you said, but here's what I think.
This is probably what you're going to ask me. There's his teammate right there, Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar 9th quick. Tells you the speed. I talked about maybe Lane falling outside the top 10 with his time. He's in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fall out.
No, and Daniel Dye in 6. So we talked about the long run speed. We're at that lap 10 now. 11 for Corey Heim. It was a 23.96. Lane Riggs was a 24 flat. So right there together, even though they're split in 2 groups, you compare them. I don't think the track has had enough time to change much. Do you, Phil?
No, I don't think so.
Carson Hocevar and Shane Van Gisbergen. They win the award for the tallest duo teammates out there. Let's go back to a week ago at Richmond.
And Ty Majeski saying, darn, I thought I had this race won. Sped on pit road, got behind, had to pull some different strategy and was not able to hold off. Carson Hocevar for the 3rd time this year he goes to victory lane.
Yeah, Ty Majeski stayed out, ran long on a set of tires. Hocevar came down pit road, got 4 fresh tires, and caught him inside of 5 to go.
gosh, that was exciting. What a difference a year makes for Carson Hocevar. Got his first career win this year, his second career win, and his third career win. Can't wait to see how he does. Stay with us from Indianapolis. Practice continuing here in Indianapolis. In trouble for the 16 of Tyler Ankrum. He has clobbered the wall on the right side.
Yeah, we were watching this during the commercial break. This is going down the backstretch. When he gets down here to turn 3, obviously locks up the left front. It makes hard contact. Don't know really if he got on the splitter or something may have happened. We initially speculated that maybe the throttle hung, but
from that angle, that's exactly what it looked like. But from up top, it looked like he let off the gas and hit the brakes, and then it just locked up that left front.
Amanda is there trying to get a word with Tyler Ankrum, see exactly what happened from his perspective.
I bet you he knows. We can speculate all we want, but if he let off the gas and the throttle hung at all, that's what that looks like. But we'll have to see what Tyler thought.
Here's William Swalich, the 16-year-old out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, making his 4th career Craftsman Truck Series start. He just entered the top 10, doing a nice job every time he gets in one of these trucks.
Certainly, and his fall off has been really decent too, around lap 20. And he ran a 24:20 last time by 24:50 that time. So be able to handicap this thing for you pretty good when you look at the 10-20 lap averages.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's staying out here and running a lot of laps. Just under 4 minutes to go in this session for Group 2.
What about in our truck storylines down at the bottom? Matt Crafton, the oldest at 47. Carson Hocevar, 20 years young, is the youngest. I like reading all the storylines down at the bottom.
And a 16-year-old William Swalich.
Brings her to pit road, 24:40 on lap 20.
Already a winner this year in the ARCA Menards Series. Couple wins in the ARCA Menards East Series.
Going for the championship in the East. You'll see him race in the ARCA Menards Series tonight. This is going to be a good battle tonight with these boys trying to hold off Jesse Love, who's just been so dominant. Ben Rhodes.
Man.
I like to call it the Candy Apple Red truck. Beautiful truck.
He'd like to call it faster than it is, but
down in 23rd right now.
That's incredible. Lap 14, he ran a 23:97, so maybe made some adjustments.
That's
to that
a pretty
truck.
good lap.
That's a darn good lap.
Yeah. And you never know with these drivers, because we keep talking about running up against the wall, running down against the grass. Well, there's a faster way to go right now. And some of these guys will look around for other options, knowing that they're going to have to do that to pass people tonight. So they may not run the exact fastest way around the racetrack for these conditions right now by themselves.
Take a look back at the lone win for Ben Rhodes when he went to Victory Lane at Charlotte. Heck of a place to do it. Got that win, punched his ticket to the playoffs, and after that got a new crew chief, Brian Ross.
Got 50 grand there, the Triple Truck Challenge for Ben Rhodes.
Big night for him, but you know, we talked to him this week about coming into IRP, and he really had high hopes. He said last year they were off here. They weren't prepared. They didn't have fast enough trucks, but he was really confident in what they were going to have. Right now he's 23rd still on the speed charts, but like he said, there's some things to dial in, things he's trying to figure out here.
How much can he lean on those teammates, Phil? Matt Crafton, Tom Majeski up in the top 5.
Yeah, I would lean on them a lot. But, you know, we were talking to all the drivers, all the playoff drivers this week in the studio for media day, and we were talking to Tom Majeski, and he says, I will guarantee you, we were talking about his crew chief, Joe Shearer Jr., I will guarantee you that we'll have 3 trucks that are probably set up alike, and then we'll have Joe's truck. Because Joe is on his own agenda, and he said he's literally the smartest guy I've ever been around in racing. He just has a great relationship with Joe, and they do a whale of a job too.
They're so in sync together, these two. They just enjoy each other's company. Ty said, I don't care what he wants to do setup-wise. I want to know, because I'm that guy. I like to put my hands on the truck. I want to know what's under it and what's happening, and that's why they just see eye to eye. They have such a good chemistry.
And the same background. They're both from Wisconsin. Right. Both grew up racing short tracks in the Wisconsin area. So it's a perfect situation, I think, for ThorSport having those two together.
There's the fastest man in Indy, Corey Heim. Lap 24, he ran a 24:26. That's the best I've seen that late in a run. So we're going to go ahead and circle him in. I think, Phil, you'll agree as maybe the favorite tonight.
I have to believe. that you're out right on the money. And not only is he the fastest guy in town tonight, he's been the fastest guy lately here in the Truck Series. It's been amazing what he's been able to do. You know, first 6 races of the year, he never led a lap. And now the last 9 races, all top 10 finishes, he's led over 400 laps combined in those 9 races. So they've got their stuff together for sure, he and his crew chief, Scott Zipadelli.
So consistent. His crew chief, Scott Zipadelli, told me their focus was big time on this race tonight because they think the Ty Majeski, there's a couple others that are going to be tough on this short track, but they're showing what they have right now. Corey Heim, fastest in practice here from Indianapolis. He's the regular series champion. Can he win the big championship? They've got 7 races to figure it out, but it all starts tonight. Welcome back to Indianapolis Raceway Park. As you see, practice is in the books as they make the switch, the adjustments. It's going to be time for some qualifying for the truckers. And you saw the problem for Tyler Ankrum in the 16. Looks like it will be a backup truck. And Amanda told us in the break there, right front, something broke, not really sure. So they'll have a lot of work cut out for them. As you see how they stack up between the 2 sessions, Corey Heim, fastest man, Matt Crafton, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs with an impressive run there in practice, and Taylor Gray. And Amanda is with the fastest man in Indianapolis.
And Corey was just smiling, seeing his name at the top of that list right there. And Corey, I talked to you prior to practice, and you said this track requires such a sensitivity on balance. Where's the truck at the moment?
Yeah, I really feel like this place gets slicker every year. I've had a little bit of background with ARCA as well as trucks, and yeah, it gets rougher and slicker every year. So the story stayed the same this year. I feel like that's kind of the name of the game, just getting over the bumps and trying to get front grip. So practice times look good for us with our Safe Flight 100 GRD Pro. Really proud of Tricon Garage for their efforts in these playoffs. I feel like we've been bringing really fast trucks to the track these past couple of months. So don't know what qualifying will bring, but I'm excited to find out.
And Jamie, Corey was curious of what laps his other competitors were on the tires when he made his way back to pit lane.
Always thinking, you want to know what your competition's doing, right? But right now they're all watching that 11 truck.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, it's one thing to go out and run a fast lap, but like we've been watching, Michael said, he ran a 24:20 on lap 10, whatever he ran on lap 20. That's more critical to these teams than what that initial fast lap was.
Yeah, because you said it, Phil. You know, you go out there and you like your truck, you're going to start searching around. You know, you're going to go down to the low part of the racetrack, up next to the wall, just see what kind of versatility you have in your setup, because you know you're going to need every bit of that when we go racing tonight.
Corey Heim right now and the rest of the truckers, they are focused on getting the pole, including Matt Crafton with some good speed here early, Amanda.
If you go back last year, he had a 9th place finish, but that is not anywhere close to the story that he had. I think on your radio communications at one time you said this truck is bad. What a difference a year makes, Matt.
Yeah, my driving lessons paid off over a year, I guess, coming to IRP. Very good truck. They did a lot of work in the last couple weeks and really worked hard on the simulator and believed in everything it did for us. And we took the package that we worked on in the simulator, and it was dead on with it. So very proud of these guys here for all the hard work they did, and my driver lessons as well.
I think when we were in the office on Tuesday, he said to us, we learned what not to do.
Yes, it was a struggle for that team in ThorSport last year, but they've certainly made some gains here early. J-Rod, Jared Prince, his crew chief, that's one of his specialties is the simulation, and he said that's one of the strengths that he brings to this team, and he just talked about it. It meshed.
Let's go qualifying, kids. What do you say?
Go. Chad Chastain in the watermelon truck, the 44 out first.
Ileana watermelons. Are those different than Maryland melons? Florida melon? I mean,
they've got to be similar, I would think.
Ileana, so do you think they come from Indiana?
Or Illinois.
Or
they
Illinois,
come from,
right on the border.
They come from both.
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to try to grow Indiucky ones, but no one.
I don't think people.
no one bought into the turf.
It just didn't seem appetizing, I guess.
Well, this truck definitely makes me want some watermelon. It's beautiful. The deck lid, if you can see a good shot of it, it's got the watermelons all over the back.
A little faster on lap 1. I'm going to be interested in watching that. I know as a driver, when when qualifying, the first lap was the most important one. That made me happiest because I like to go out there and try to get it done. When you had to come around and do it again, that got a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, that was 4/10 quicker for Chad than he had in practice, so good pickup for him.
Jake Drew, teammate to Tyler Ankrum, who we just talked about going to a backup truck. This is his debut with this team.
Good lap going too. You see the tracker almost a half a second quicker.
Oh! Sideways.
Stayed in it though. Only lost maybe a 1/10 of a second or something like that. 23:42.
That's getting on down there where we were for their fastest speeds in practice.
That little sideways shot off of turn 4 that was going to hurt this lap a little bit. He came
it hurt both.
Yeah, he came to the line slower than he would have. Obviously, we saw that it hurt him at least a 1/10 of a second on lap 1.
See, there he's still able to pick it up. No, he could have been down near a flat had he didn't have that big. This big slide right here probably cost him 2 to 3 tenths.
Yeah, he was committed to it. You could see him.
And he stayed committed.
Stayed committed all the way. He did a nice job, a former West Series champion.
Don't blink. We're not wasting any time here. Armani Williams, third up.
I love Armani. The fact he's from Detroit, Michigan, my hometown.
Well, I just love his spirit. That whole team is working so hard to try to make things happen. He's got to get it done right now, though. Qualifying is very important for Armani and this team.
Here we have 39 trucks here. That means 3 trucks will not make the race. So 31 is a critical number. If you're in the top 31 of the 39 trucks, then you know you will make the race. They'll have an option for some provisional starters too. Armani's points are not very high, so more than likely he will have to be in the top 31, and I don't think that first lap's going to get it done.
A little bit quicker it seems here on lap 2 if he can hold it together.
It is quicker, only a 24:51 though for Armani.
Good looking truck, just needed some more speed, Jamie.
Got the autism colors for the 46. He is on the autism spectrum, and he talks about that. So he clocks in third on the board out of 3. Next up, Lane Riggs, who was fastest in that first group.
This is good.
Practice.
This is good for us, guys, because now we're going to see what it's going to take to get the pole. Lane was top 5 overall. Whatever he puts down here will give all the other competitors something to shoot for.
It's going to be a good lap. 23:16. That's 2 tenths quicker than Jake Drew. Remember, he had an outside pole last year and a very limited number of starts in the series.
At Phoenix, I believe
Phoenix,
it was
yeah,
the final race
finale.
of the season.
Good looking truck. We've seen speed out of this 7 truck every time it shows up at the track.
And this truck has dominated races in the past. Obviously, Kyle Larson dominated North Wilkesboro with this truck last year. William Byron dominated Martinsville with this same truck.
Kevin Bono Mannion, the crew chief, he knows what he's doing. These drivers know what they're doing when they get in that truck. Nice run for Lane Riggs, who goes to the top of the board. Landon Lewis, the 17-year-old. We've got some kids out here mixing it up.
It's a great opportunity when you come to a short track, racetracks that are a mile or less, actually a mile and a quarter and less, for younger drivers to be able to run.
Pretty good lap here for Landon.
23:67. He's a regular competitor on the ARCA Menards West Series. Actually gone to Victory Lane this year in the series. He's got a pretty good driver coach too, Michael.
Yeah, that's
Ron Hornaday.
That's obviously what we've talked to Ron a little bit about that, and he's very high on Landon. And I was loving this lap until that big slide off turn 4. He exited turn 2 with a lot of momentum. Had it slip away there, cost him a little bit on that turn 4 exit. That seems to be the trouble spot we're seeing so far for these guys.
Landon Lewis with the 23:67. Third on the board, Josh Rayom in the 33 from Redlands, California.
Josh is another one of those guys that's down there in points. He's the 4th most vulnerable in points as far as to be in line for provisionals. So I'd say more than likely he would have to make the top 31 on speed as well. 4th quickest of the 6 trucks so far for Josh.
Just needs to pick up about a 10th, and he's going to be 3rd quickest. That's the goal.
We do have 39 drivers here today, so 3 will go home.
That's sad, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot of effort and time for these teams.
Didn't pick it up on lap 2, so he'll settle for that 23.75. See if that'll do the trick for him.
Again, 31 is a critical number. If you can make the top 31 in speed, you're guaranteed in the field. And we know that Tyler Ankrum, the 16, will not make a qualifying attempt. So instead of having to beat 8 trucks, you have to beat 7 trucks plus Ankrum.
Henderson, Indiana's own Greg Van Alst making his Truck Series debut. If that name sounds familiar to you, maybe you watched the ARCA Menard Series. He won at Daytona. One of the most exciting, Michael, that had to have been a victory lane celebration that you loved, because he was so emotional, and he said, guys like me aren't supposed to win at Daytona. And it's carried him. He works his tail off trying to get sponsorship, and now they have just announced that he'll be running for Young's Motorsports for the remainder of the season. So 7 remaining races, and this is his first one. And
he's doing double duty, also going to run the ARCA Menards race tonight. Now that's a lot of laps in one night here at IRP, 400 laps.
23:49. That's
good
a nice
lap.
That's a nice run for Greg.
Good pickup.
Here comes his teammate, Spencer Boyd, in the 12 truck. Spencer works hard at this, doesn't he?
He sure does. That's a great looking truck, too.
I was just going to say, I love chrome numbers.
I was thinking that earlier when we were watching practice.
ODW sitting at home liking those chrome numbers.
Absolutely.
He felt like if you put chrome on anything, it'd go faster.
RFK does a great job of that. Keselowski, they've got those chrome numbers all the time. It's working for Chris Buescher lately.
Yeah.
Jeez.
2 in a row. How about that?
Unbelievable.
Spencer ran a 23:73. Looks like he's going to slow up about a 10th here on lap 2.
Fifth quickest out of the 8 trucks so far for Spencer.
Whoa.
Logan Bearden, a little bit of an issue, but good to go now.
You see those mud flaps, if you will, on the back of these trucks. That's interesting if you're tuning in thinking, what's that? We have rain tires as an option here at Indy. It looked like earlier in the day a storm might blow through, but so far so good. But we're ready if we need to.
See the windshield wiper on the windshield too. All the trucks are required to carry him.
And they've tried it this year. North Wilkesboro, Martinsville was the first time they got to run in the rain on those tires.
Martinsville made me happy. That proved to the world these rain tires are something that we can use, and we can see a heck of a show with them on the truck.
That was a big test, but what a night it was. It was such a long night already, but we were able to get the race in, thankfully, because of those rain tires. Wet weather package.
Third fastest.
Yep. It's a pretty solid lap for Logan.
Really nice. Both of Logan Bearden's starts in the Craftsman Truck Series came at COTA, Circuit of the Americas road course, so this is something completely different.
Whoa, almost over. Loaded up his truck.
Looked like he jumped the cushion there for a second, didn't it?
About hopped out of here. Cost him some time, too.
Logan Bearden with a 23:44. Third fastest so far. Plenty more drivers still to come. Brett Holmes getting ready to go. Shane Van Gisbergen, big task, but we can't wait to see how he does. And Daniel Dye.
Welcome back to IRP, where qualifying is underway here on a fabulous Friday afternoon. And standing by with playoff driver Grant Ingfinger, you had all eyes on you here last year when you won this race. And Grant, how close are you to that setup on the truck of last season?
We came as close as we could. Jeff Hensley made some tweaks because everybody out here, I'm sure, made some tweaks and made their stuff better as well. So I think we got a pretty good Champion Power Equipment in Chevrolet. Started off a little free, just lacking some forward drive. But it's all just like a juggling. Where are we going to take from here to get to there? We ended a little tight in the center, but I could manage the drive on exit. And I do think we're better on entry this year. So overall, we made some improvements. I think we still got a little work to do to contend for a win tonight.
Thanks, Amanda. Well, that's always good when you say you made some improvements, but there's always the but afterwards. But there's still a little bit more that we need.
It's a compromise, too. You fix one area of the truck, and then another area creeps up.
Watch him work that wheel and his foot. So much work goes into a fast lap here at Indy.
Chris Hacker, you don't even recognize him. Remember, he usually has that big hair.
What long hair, yeah.
Big hair. Put a hat on. Now Daniel Dye's our new resident big hair guy. Before then, back in the 80s, Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, I was signing some autographs fans sent me today, and I found some pictures of my hair, and I sent them to Daniel. I said, what do you think, bud? How am I doing?
Michael, the good thing for you is you still have great hair.
God, it's fun to watch these guys. Looks like a handful to me, Phil.
It is a handful for sure.
And that was a 23.83, and it just shows you what all goes into making a lap around this tight little short track in Indiana.
Chris Hacker, 8th fastest so far. Matt Mills in the 0-2 next up.
Yeah, late ad for Matt Mills, but what a job he did at Richmond. Jumped in that KBM truck. Matt did such a fine job there. Qualified well and ran well. Had good strategy and finished it off with a top 5.
Up to 5th here in this run, 23.63. Tracking a little bit better early on this lap, but there it goes.
Just a little late, maybe getting back to the throttle, but gaining some of it back here.
You can hear that rev limiter. It's just really maxed out.
He's using the whole racetrack there, isn't he?
And look at this lap.
Yeah, good lap for Matt Mills.
Late ad jumps in the truck and P2 on the board. Well, one driver making his first playoff appearance is with Amanda. How's Nick feeling?
We were just talking about that first playoff appearance and said that he was hoping for a little more speed out of this truck. What feedback did you give the team?
Yeah, I think raw speed, we lacked a little bit in practice, just what our plan was, but I think we made the right adjustments, and we're just trying to hit the balance on the head for the race. The track's a lot slower than last year, so we're just, I don't want to say puzzled, but we're just trying to guess, do our best guess.
Thank you. Jamie?
Speaking of hair, Amanda. Jamie, we got the hair club truck.
The hair club truck, but the driver doesn't have any hair.
Well, that's why he's with the hair club.
I love it.
They wanted to find him some hair.
I've seen Tyler with some hair after a trip to the hair club for men.
8th quick on lap 1, trying to pick up on that. Like maybe, yeah, a little bit better lap.
Nick Sanchez, something about it, said it really caught them off guard, the track being so much slower than last year. Last year, the pole was like a 22.20, which is almost a second faster than what Lane Riggs run so far. Now, again, Lane might not get the pole, but we're not going down to a 22.20.
Do we get in the 22s?
Yes. I think we do get in the 22s, the high 22s.
Precision door on this number 32 truck of Brett Holmes. I was talking to crew chief Jerry Baxter earlier today, and he said that Precision Door was looking to do some more races with this team. Good. So sponsorship makes the world go round. So it's good to see Precision stepping up for Brett and this team.
It's a family-owned and operated team. Brett and his dad doing everything, working, bringing in the sponsors, and oh, by the way, he's got to drive the truck too. Always nice to get some sponsorship and people that are excited about what you're doing.
Yeah, it's so cool when you work hard and you put their name on the truck and people notice, and it makes the company like Precision Door more excited about being a part of this sport.
And Brett graduated from Auburn University.
And he'll lock in at 23.81. That's good enough for 10th right now. Shane Van Gisbergen. Talk about
firsts.
A little challenge and a first for him. Let's qualify a truck on an oval, things he's never done before.
Looked like a little shy on the entry there. Coming to the green should be better though. Get the gas down.
He's got a little better idea of what a truck feels like on new tires. Obviously the first time out in practice was the first time he'd ever been on an oval with anything, new tires, old tires, whatever the case may be.
Heard some of the trucks clobbering the rev limiter as they entered turn 3. He didn't do that. We'll see if maybe he picks it up on lap 2 and is able to do so. You can run faster on that second lap. And I'd say if anybody's going to, it'll be Shane because of his lack of experience behind the wheel.
Remember, this truck is high enough in points. Even if he doesn't run a fast enough speed to be in the top 31, he will get in on an owner's provisional, but he's going to be, this lap's going to be a lot better, I think, Michael.
Yeah, he picked it up on lap 2 like we expected. All the way up to 6 quick so far. 23.52.
Good job by Shane.
He's a wheelman.
SVG.
Driver from Auckland, New Zealand.
I was in Chicago for that street race when he showed up to put the NASCAR world on its ear. Really fun to watch.
I mean, I'd heard of Shane, obviously, because I'm a race fan, and I don't cover the Australian Supercar Series very much, but I knew who he was. But talk about being blown away by the job he did at Chicago.
Well, we've seen drivers of his caliber come in and run cup races here and there, and a lot of them do a great job. But our drivers, the regulars, are so good at every place we go. So it was a shock to see what he was able to do, and at somewhere brand new like Chicago. It was just a special moment now to see him trying his hand at something totally different.
Another teenager we talked about.
Connor Jones.
Connor off turn 4, takes a checkered flag, jumps all the way up to the 3rd spot. Great lap. 23.321.
Extra pressure when you're running the same sponsor that is the entitlement of the race.
Always.
I would think so.
The TSport 200.
You know, this race means a lot to Duke and Rhonda Thorson for sure.
Dean Thompson strong in that Group 1 practice session earlier today, and look at that time, tracking fastest. It's a good-looking lap. Can he hold it together? Losing a little bit of time off 4.
But we've seen some flashes of brilliance from Dean Thompson. So good at Texas, got involved in a huge wreck, and then had that 3rd place finish earlier this year. I believe it was Charlotte. Did he finish 3rd?
Charlotte. That was a great run for him. He's been running some ARCA races, just getting more lap time.
Be a little bit slower here on lap 2, but still a good first lap for Dean Thompson.
Matt Mills with a great run in 3rd, Amanda.
Yo, I just caught him walking with his mom, who has the biggest smile on her face, holding his helmet just off camera. And Matt, you said you got this call up on Tuesday night. How close to your expectations did today go?
Right now, well, currently a little bit better than what I was expecting. I've never been here. It was cool for Tyler to call me up and see if I was available to come do this, and to have Jay Electric come on board with us and try and go have some fun. Never been here before, like I said. It's fun if everything's going right, which it looked like the race last year. It's kind of that's how it goes, but we'll see. The truck's just a little tight right now. I'm still figuring out a lot of things right there. The first lap, I tried to get back to the throttle too soon, but that's things I'm going to learn tonight, and pretty excited for it. And hopefully build off of the momentum we had at Richmond with KBM, and I can kind of help these guys out a little bit, and they always bring pretty decent trucks too, so we'll go have some fun.
Matt Mills currently sitting in P4.
Thanks, Amanda. Colby Howard in the number 9 truck on track now.
On the right side of the roof, he has Marty Ward on that roof as in honor of Marty Ward, a great racer from the Greenville, South Carolina area who unfortunately lost his life in the last week or two, Michael.
Yeah, and I was talking with Colby today, and Marty was a big inspiration to him. Helped him when he was a kid getting going at the Greenville Speed. A short track legend is Marty Ward, 6-time Greenville track champion, and so sad to see him pass. And Colby wanted America to know how much Marty meant to him and the whole short track community in the Southeast.
When you talk about Greenville, South Carolina track champions, you're talking about David Pearson, you're talking about Ned Jarrett, you're talking about Butch Lindley, some of the greatest race car drivers we ever have seen.
Colby Howard, by the way, clocked in 4th on the board. And Daniel Dye, great speed in practice, and nice qualifying effort for the 43, 3rd on the board.
Just ahead of Colby Howard. Colby with a nice run in that 9 truck.
Dean Thompson so far fastest, but there it is. There's the name you guys were talking about, Marty Ward. A nice tribute by Colby Howard. Doing him proud right now with some nice speed. Qualifying continuing here at Indianapolis Raceway Park as the 24 Raja Karuth is on track. Look at that paint scheme.
I love it. I think I've read where this is the last time that they will run this paint scheme. Born Driven is going to be the book that I think will come out in time for Christmas, from what I understand, based on Wendell Scott's life.
What a beautiful ride, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Got some speed too.
Because that beautiful lap going too.
Keep it going.
Roger Carruth was 14th overall in practice, and it's such an interesting thing during the playoffs because you focus so much on the playoff drivers, but there's drivers like Raja Carruth. They want to prove something. They are still searching for their first win. They want to make a splash because they want to ride next year. So definitely a driver to watch here in these final races of the season.
We got in those 22s, Michael.
There he is. 22.96 for Raja Carruth, goes P1.
That leads me to believe we might even get into those 22.7s.
Yep. I think certainly 80s are not out of the question, but a great lap by Raja right there.
It's so tough, Jamie. You sit there on pit road, you watch truck after truck go, and when it's your turn, you head out there, and in about a minute, it's all over. And you just say,
what happened?
Did I do that right?
I don't even remember qualifying.
The anticipation, the anxiety you sit through, it's really tough to overcome it. That's when these guys are really at their best, though, when you put the pressure on them.
Stuart Friesen from Ontario, Canada, missed out on the playoffs this year.
Yeah, got the honor of being the first out, I guess.
So close all year long, just in the wrong place, the wrong time a couple of times, and lack of performance at others didn't get this team what they were looking for.
A couple bad breaks here and there.
But you know, win a couple races in the playoffs and get ready for next year.
That's exactly right. And they're certainly capable of it.
They certainly are. They proved that last year. Stuart Friesen, 4th on the board. The 13 of Haley Deegan. 22-year-old from Temecula, California. New team this year, new crew chief, obviously.
Great job last night. I don't know if you watched it, Eldora, finishing second to Tony Stewart.
Had a crash in her heat,
yeah,
and then came back to finish second in the feature. That's an awesome night. 10th fastest so far here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. See if she can pick it up on lap 2. Seeing quite a few drivers be able to do that, Phil. So it's something that these guys and her all have in mind, picking it up.
Just look at this racetrack. There's so many options down there.
That's why I keep thinking about SVG. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he has a whole lot of places he can go learn about it. Pretty consistent on lap 2, just about a 0.5 of a second slower.
Haley Deegan there, 10th spot. She finished 13th last year, so pretty decent run for her.
Bama Buggies is on the road. Chase Purdy.
Kyle Busch Motorsports team.
Ooh, skipped out from under him there off turn 2.
Good year, though, for Chase Purdy. Saw that second place finish at Texas. A number of other top 10s.
Looks like his truck's a little loose in this session. 13th for Chase. Such a laid-back kid. Loves what he gets to do.
This lap's going to be better if he can get through 3 and 4 here.
Back to the gas. You can hear him there pretty quickly. Can he stay in it? Picks it up.
SVG, 14th on the board. What are his thoughts, Amanda?
Shane, you were able to pick up some time on that second lap to make that 23.8 time. And Justin Marks told us that you are a master at adapting. What did you apply in that lap 2?
It's tough. It's just all instinctive and reacting to it. And the first lap, I didn't get the most out of it and expected a bit much. Had a big slide out of turn 1 onto the back straight and, sorry, turn 2, I have to say. And then, yeah, just getting used to it. And then the second lap, didn't know what to expect. But having an awesome time, getting better. Looks like I'm going to be right in the middle of it all at the start. So it's going to be interesting.
Quickly, did you have fun?
Oh, man, I'm having a ball and just learning so much every lap and hopefully get some long runs in the race so I can get in a rhythm and just learn a lot tonight.
We'll see you tonight, Shane.
Love hearing his reaction. Is Taylor Gray a little sideways? Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah, that's fairly fast truck sideways again off of turn 4, but only 22nd fastest.
Here's the little slide job.
We're going to replay it, but it was about like this for about 2 laps, pretty much.
This is a truck to watch. Last year came oh so close to capturing that win. A little redemption, perhaps.
Here comes Big Brother.
Here's Big Brother, 24 years old, out of Artesia, New Mexico.
Off the gas there, exiting 2. Had a pretty good run going until he had to burp it.
Tanner's won here on the property. He won the U.S. Nationals back in the Pro Stock division at MHRA.
Going straight.
Yeah, going absolutely straight. Now he's got to try to make turns, but a good lap, good first lap for Tanner. 9th quickest.
9th after that first lap. Wouldn't that be cool to have 2 wins, one going straight and the other on one of the most fun ovals you can think of when it comes to short tracks in the Truck Series?
He's really done a great job making the transition from drag racing to oval track racing. Had some great runs. 2nd this year at Daytona is his career best.
Tanner Gray, 23:36 is good enough for 9th right now.
What do you think Raj is thinking? Holding on pretty good. Still got some pretty heavy hitters to come, but that's a good lap.
It is a good lap. I mean, you know, he's thinking about Corey Heim and Ty Majeski, Hocevar, all those guys.
Yeah, by the way, all the playoff drivers going out together, so that'll be fun. Talk about a little drama.
Yeah, maybe we can find out what he's thinking.
That's right.
2nd for William.
This young man has had some speed ever since he got here this year, whether it's in a truck or a Menard's car.
You know, when I think of William Swalich, I think of Tom Petty. I won't back down. 16 years old, and he is here, and he wants everybody to know that he's going to go for some wins.
William Sawalich starting 2nd in the ARCA Menard Series race tonight. Right now, 2nd overall, but the fastest man, Raja Karuth, Amanda.
And Jamie, I can tell you what he's thinking. He was looking at the sky and pushing the clouds away. You said that Mother Nature helped you on that lap. Why is that?
Yeah, definitely got fortunate with the cloud there, but our born-driven Chevy Silverado is really sporty, as I see Jake almost tracking with me. I'm really proud of this group. We've had a tough year and had really strong pace and a really big upside, just not a lot of the results that I feel like we deserve. So we've got really good chances to contend for a win in the last 7 races, all tracks that I'm really comfortable at. And hopefully we'll do it for Team Chevy, everybody at GMS that puts their trucks together, Mike B. Morrigan, Ron Booth, Butler Bell, Alpine Stars, everybody that helps me do this deal, competition cleanness. So hopefully this stands. I try not to get too excited as I watch here, but hopefully it stands.
That start is a 3rd at Nashville this year, and we caught him juggling on pit lane earlier before qualifying.
Pretty impressive, too. He was a pretty good juggler.
Working on the hand-eye coordination, trying to get his fellow competitors to do the same.
He gave him to Daniel Dye, the three balls to Daniel Dye. Daniel did 2 balls really well.
He said, I'll take 2. Yeah, let me try this. Yeah. Jack Wood, the 51 for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Jack sharing this ride with boss man Kyle Busch this season. Of course, Kyle's races are finished. Picked up win number 100 for the organization.
14th quickest, right behind his teammate Chase Purdy on lap 1. Let's see if Jack can pick it up on lap 2.
It's like a smoother exit there of turn 2. Tracking about the same.
Yeah, I don't believe this is slower. Yeah, it's going to be a little slower. So 14th quickest for Jack.
Slots in just ahead of Haley Deegan. Dropping Shane Van Gisberg back to 18th so far.
Here we go, gentlemen. Time for the playoff drivers. Matty D, Matt DiBenedetto, making his first appearance in the Truck Series playoffs. Of course, he's been in the playoffs before on the Cup side back in 2020, and he said that pressure and learning how to deal with it will really help him for this go-around.
Not a great practice session for the 25 truck.
They're only 15th quickest on lap 1, but nobody was any more optimistic than Matt when we saw him Tuesday over at the studio for Media Day. So proud of this team and what they've accomplished and how far they came since last year.
And he loves this track. He said this is a track of driver. We saw how much work the drivers are doing. The driver can really make a difference, and he was looking forward to his opportunity. Not going to be terribly happy with that lap, but you know, it's all going to be a different story when that sun goes down and you put all those guys out there together.
So Matt DiBenedetto 15th, and as you see for the drivers who are in the playoffs, they have the red splitter. Got got a spoiler, a splitter, and then you see the Craftsman, I believe, on the windshield. So they stand out, so you can always pick up and know who's battling for the championship throughout the playoffs.
This young man has had speed all year long, set on the pole at Daytona, and has been fast ever since. Third quickest on lap 1 for Nick.
4 poles for this young man in his first season in the Truck Series. First season for Rev Racing.
That's something you can't teach either. You win 4 poles your rookie season. That's just instinct. It's aggression and it's talent.
A little slower on lap 2, but third quickest for Nick Sanchez.
I believe Sanchez said to us, aggressive, not risky, is his plan for the playoffs.
Well, they had a shift during the season. All of a sudden, he started piling up top 10 finishes, getting good stage points, getting to the end of the races. That's so critical for a young driver.
Well, Danny Stockman, his crew chief, has been so instrumental in helping him with that and having the talk and say, all right, we're not going to win these things if you keep wrecking the truck. So let's bring them home in one piece, take what you can get. And I think that's when we saw the shift.
I think you're exactly right.
Ben Rhodes, another truck like Matt DiBenedetto that did not have a great practice session earlier. And you can see just no speed. That's got to be concerning for these playoff contenders.
All the way down to 24th quickest in that practice session. Going to be around a 23:50 on that lap, 23:38 on lap 1, 14th quickest for Ben Rhodes. So far, we've had 3 playoff drivers qualify. Only one of those in the top 13. We're going to have 2 after this guy's done qualifying.
Very good here a year ago. Fun to watch. Man, what about all the action we had here a year ago? There was crashes and passes and
more crashes.
We had a little bit of everything.
And the upset. Grant Enfinger stole that win.
Is he going to steal the pole? Thinking the same thing. Oh, just 0.02 of a second slower than Raja. Got another lap to do it, though, but he's about a 10th behind right now.
He gave up, too, because of the big slide off turn 2. That's smart. You know, that's a veteran. Let's just, let's not put another lap on our tires.
Raja is breathing now. Yeah. He's breathing.
Second fastest guy in practice is coming up, though.
What is that feeling like for Raja? Oh. He's never had a pole, and you know all eyes are on you. You're at a short track, like every single truck, you're just holding your breath.
I would go high.
Get the camera off me.
As a racer, Phil, you know this. He assumes somebody's going to beat him. You know, he hopes not, but he assumes somebody will. At least that's the mentality I think you've got to have, so you're not just tore up when it happens.
How about the line that Matt Crafton's using to qualify?
He was doing that in practice. Really low.
Matt Crafton's second fastest in practice. See if he can back it up here.
No, not a good lap. Just 16th from second.
I wonder if he'll stay up on the racetrack now and try this second lap a little bit different. He did. He stayed up in the middle of the racetrack that time. It looks to be better too, Michael.
I think the crew chief called him up and said, hey, man, that didn't work. And we talked about options here at IRP. This is a great example of it. It's going to pick up a little bit.
It's going to be a pretty decent lap. Going to move him up into the top 10 and 8th.
16th to 8th on his second lap for Matt Crafton.
And I guarantee you the veteran Matt Crafton's telling his team now, that just tells you how good my truck is in the long run. I can pick up 2/10 on the second lap. Matt's optimistic when he's telling his team what's going to happen about the night. And I'm sure he's building them up right now.
Christian Eckes had the best season that he's had in his career. 2-time winner already, made the playoffs.
Watch out, Raja. Watch out, Raja.
There it is.
Yeah.
Eckes to the top, 22.88. Look at Raja.
Where's Raja now? 1 lap and done.
We're watching Raja up on another monitor, and he just looked at it, saw the time, and then just looked away. There he is.
Good job, buddy. That's still a great lap.
He'll have a great starting spot tonight, no matter what.
That's right. Only 4 more trucks to go.
Here's the guy everybody's got their eyeball on.
Fastest in practice, Corey Heim.
Hear that rev limiter field coming to the green into turn 1. A lot of speed. Tracking just off the pace that Christian set.
All depends on how quick he can get back to the throttle. Right there. Going to be close. Second.
Second for Corey Heim. Christian Eckes got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Well, he'll breathe a little bit easier here in another 10 seconds.
Yeah, this was the favorite for the pole, and he's still not out of it yet. Oh, went away there in 4.
Yeah, just lost a little bit of time there. So still a great lap by Corey Heim. Second quickest.
3 trucks left to go. Does anybody have anything for Christian Eckes in that big lap?
Oh, acknowledged short track ace right here, Ty Majeski. Winner of the Snowball Derby, winner of Slinger Nationals this year.
Made it to the championship 4 last year. Hasn't won a race yet, but this is when he turned up the wick last year.
Look at that lap, just flirting with the green. Second quickest at a 92, 22.92 from Majeski.
Man, that's a good looking truck, doesn't it? Got a good drive up off the corner. You don't see it all hung out. Taking care of those rear tires.
Hammering that rev limiter. Not going to be too far off. I don't think he can get that 10th and a half back.
Ty Majeski, second.
See, our playoff drivers are littering the top 7 right now. 5 of the top 7 are playoff drivers.
Defending series champion, Zane Smith.
18th, though, Jamie, in practice earlier today. I didn't see that one coming.
He's kind of had one of those seasons. Really good one week. The next week, you're kind of shaking your head like, where's the speed?
Yeah, don't count him out, though. Regardless, a great exit off of turn 4 there.
Talk about a team that knows how to work under pressure. They got it done last year.
You know, and you said, where's the speed? To me, he had speed every week. He just got wrecked a couple of times in the wrong place at the wrong time. Had a mechanical issue, I think, at Wilkesboro that cost him to be back in the pack when he got in a crash. So just some bad luck and unforeseen circumstances, but a lot of speed.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about this young man. This is his 4th season, his first 3 seasons, second points, and our champion last year.
It's a dream team for sure, and that's what he talked about this week during the media tour.
Didn't we take from that media tour that he might be going cup racing somehow, somewhere?
Yes.
That's the way he was talking.
Definitely alluded to the fact he believes that this will be his last season in the Truck Series.
What's he believe? Carson Hocevar.
He believes he's going somewhere.
He's going somewhere.
He's going places.
He's going a pretty good lap, too. He's going to be in the green on exit. Not anymore.
You called it, Phil.
Brief second, Hocevar. 22.96 on that first lap.
Oh, and that'll cost him right there.
He's just going to give it up.
Yeah, that's a smart move. You just don't want to hurt those tires.
Christian Eckes does it. He gets the pole, and he's standing by with Amanda.
Oh, and he's got his playoff mustache going already, too. And, Christian, when I think the stat is 16 out of 18 winners here in the Truck Series have come from the top 5. How much pressure did that put on you in qualifying?
A ton. Yeah, last year we qualified well, but didn't race really well. So hopefully we can not do that this year. But I'm really happy with our Napa Auto Care Chevrolet. We made a really long run in practice because I felt comfortable enough to do that. So it usually means we're pretty good, and it's cool to get another pole here. So just thanks to everybody involved, and we're ready to get this playoff started right.
We'll start on the front row next to the 98. Jamie?
Great job by Christian Eckes. Gets his first pole of the season. But tonight is when it matters. We're in the playoffs. Stick with us. We'll wrap things up here at IRP. Welcome back to Indianapolis Raceway Park. Qualifying is in the books, and that is the fastest man, Christian Eckes. Starting alongside him, Ty Majeski. 1-2, not a bad place to start for the first race of the playoffs.
Both of these drivers playoffs. 7 of our top 9 drivers in qualifying are playoff drivers.
Brought their A game. You will not want to miss this race tonight. So much action. One of the best short tracks we go to. Coming up at 9 Eastern tonight, but so much more action. I hope you all stay with us. I hope you're comfortable. NASCAR Race Hubs coming up next. Then we have the Reese's 200. Phil Parsons, myself, and Trevor Bain will join us at 6 Eastern. Then we have Trucks Race Day with Caitlin Vinci and the crew at 8. And we'll meet you here again at 9 Eastern for race number 1 of the Craftsman Truck Series playoffs. Shannon Spake and Race Hub is coming up next. We'll see you this evening.